weekly yoga classes. So for at least the month of June, I will be doing weekly yoga classes. Oh, actually, okay. Y'all, I just looked at the calendar. I'm like, yeah, okay. So for this Friday and next Friday, we are definitely going to be meeting weekly. And then we will come back in July. But I just wanted to discuss what, I'm printing something. That's why it's so loud. I just wanted to discuss, questions that I get when people are curious about starting a yoga practice. And I'm all about, y'all, I don't know about this shirt. I'm so annoyed with it. I don't like how it looks on camera. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep wearing this. Oh, my printer's low on ink, but I still wanted to print. I'm printing an article. I was going to like shout out to Dr. Shante. Let me explain my thoughts of this. Is it going to keep running? Okay. Dr. Shante, she is somebody y'all need to be following. Dr. Shante says she is a professor and all of the great things. Hi, Lexi, thanks for being here. She was just discussing the literacy rate and how it is rapidly declining. And as somebody who, like, I went to college and all that, I'm a nurse now, blah, blah, blah. I'm not in school at this time, and I find myself like I still want to learn, and there's certain things as I am Rowan. I'm using my sister's iPad. Oh, hi Rowan. Sorry. Okay. Nice to meet you, Rowan. I find myself now that I'm not in school, but I am, promoting my business. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. I'm assuming Rowan was the one that liked the live. Thank you. That I still need to learn, and there's especially being in the wellness space. So I'm a registered nurse and a certified yoga teacher. I have my own 12-week preventative health. Hello, Fiona. I have my own 12-week preventative healthcare program, and all of the information in that in my health program is solid. It will help you. I cannot guarantee, but it can help you lose weight. It can help you build better health habits, all of that, right? And with that being said, though, I still need to be keeping myself up to date with what is going on in the health and wellness space. So watching people like Dr. Shante, who is a professor, it's midnight in Finland. Wild. I am in Orlando, Florida, and it is currently 5:21 p.m. So wow, Finland. Listening to scholarly people just explain how reading, because what I hear, like, and I've heard this even as a child, is like, you gotta read, you gotta read. But what Dr. Shante is getting across is we need to, when it comes to literacy is like the reading comprehension aspect. And a lot of people lack reading comprehension. And what she was saying in the video is that a lot of us are just using talking points. Like, we're just having conversations based off of talking points. Like, there's no substance to what we're saying. And I can find myself at times like guilty of that. And this is just me being transparent. I want to be better at not speaking just from things that other people are saying, but what one I know to be true when it comes to your health, and then also making sure it is backed by proper evidence. And so that's why I liked being in school, because it forced me to stay on trend of what is going on. And I'm still on trend, if you will, as a content creator who is a nurse. I do keep myself in the mix of what is going on, what is happening online when people are talking about with health and all of that. But Dr. Shante, going back to what she said, just recommended just how we need to critically think, and how it is a lost art. And so she was saying that there's different publications that you can access. And one of them that she mentioned, which I just printed out an article based on her recommendation, is, what was the art? Where is it? I wrote it down. ProPublica? So I just printed out because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a subscription. Y'all know how it goes. Because all of these, and I will eventually. I'm just gonna make sure I maintain a consistent routine, like with anything. So, I printed out one of the articles because I was like, oh, like, because she also was saying that too, and I believe this as well. When it comes to reading, I do have a Kindle that I read like a a good amount of my books, but sometimes to really unplug, I will read a paperback book. My dad says I have to go to bed at 12, but it's already 1:30. You need to listen to your dad. I am a mom. I have 2 kids, so you need to listen to your dad, Rowan, and go to bed. Go to bed, okay? But as a I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, so I printed out an article from ProPublica because that was one of the places that Dr. Shantae recommended. And what she was getting at, she's like, okay, there's a literacy problem, and she's not just calling out the problem. She actually gave actionable tools in her video, which I really appreciate. I even commented. I was like, I appreciate your tangible tools. And so she was like, these are the places you can go, because she was like, you need to be reading one. I'm gonna tell you what she said. She said you need to be reading one article a day. So read one article a day, and she gave suggestions of places that you could read these articles. So like Associated Press, The New Yorker, what else she said? ProPublica, which is where I got this one, The Atlantic. So she said that, yeah, do that one day and once a day, and have it in physical form, preferably. Tell me how I was about to buy a new iPad. Let me just explain my mindset. Follow with me. Because I was like, okay, I want to, continue to stay um, intellectual, if you will, because that's becoming a lost art too, right? And I was like, I gotta buy an iPad. I'm gonna buy a cute little iPad mini, so then it'll make me want to read these articles every day. No, I was like, I'm not doing that. I am going to use my printer and just print it out. I'm gonna print it out and I'm gonna read these articles one a day. This one is actually about, I don't, there's kids on here right now, so I'm not gonna say, but it's a very heavy topic, but I'm gonna read it. And then she said when you read the articles, that she called it like you need to have critical response, right? So like, how do you critically respond to something that you read to know that you comprehended it? She gave us 6 ways to ensure that you actually comprehended what you read. The first thing she said is connections. What connection can you make to this as you're reading? What does this remind you of? The second thing she said to help you critically think when you're reading an article is, okay, thank you, is to reactions. Like, how do you feel about it, right? So, like, when you read something, and that was something I really liked what she said this, because she also mentioned when it comes to critically thinking, you should read, like, she gives all these suggestions on different things to read, and she's like, when you are reading articles or books, she said, read something that you don't agree with. And I thought that was so good, because in a world where we all, and this is all from Dr. Shantae says, I am not, thank you for sharing that, thank you. In a world where we're all in silos and we're all like, my way is the right way, and this, and it's like all this very loud, I think it's really important that we do read things that kind of make you, ooh, I don't agree with that, and notice what comes up for you. Like, why do you have that reaction to reading something that you don't necessarily agree with? What is that rooted in, right? And so then the third way to critically think when reading an article, a nonfiction piece of work, is, can you, examples, she said, can you give examples of this happening in other places? So if that be, you read about the maternal health crisis happening in Florida, right? Can you give an example of, oh yeah, that's actually happening in New York and California? I'm just making these things up, but the maternal health rate is very, it's rapid. It is really in the toilet, right? And so just being like, okay, yeah, I noticed that I read that the maternal health rate is really bad in Florida. I also heard it's really bad in this place and that place, right? And then questions. So as you're reading an article, it is to give you more insight, right, on a topic that maybe you are well versed in and you want to go deeper, right? That's how you become an expert too, is you pick a topic. For example, with me, it's yoga. I love yoga. I teach yoga. That's my whole shtick. We're coming back on here tomorrow live at 12 p.m. Eastern to do yoga. And with that, I need to read more yoga things and just specifically when it comes to the physical and mental health benefits, like why does yoga help with your physical health so well? Why does yoga help with mental health so well? Like those are the two things that really piqued my interest and kept me coming back again and again before I became certified as a yoga teacher, right? And so this is helping me as I'm talking out loud with you all. I'm going to, like, after this article, look into like yoga articles and those type of things to just continue to go deep as an expert in the health and wellness space, because and just see what questions I do have, right, when it comes to diaphragmatic breathing or when it comes to the benefits of doing forward fold, right? And then evaluation. What did you think of the article, or what did you think of what you read? Did you agree? Did you disagree? So it goes back to what this is all from Dr. Shante Says here on YouTube. I highly recommend that you all go follow her and watch that video on literacy. It was very, I was like, this needs to be like a TED. I want her to, like, I know like now it's like TEDx is not the end all be all of things, but she as a professor first and as a creator online, like she needs to be amplified way more than she currently is. And so she talked about you have to evaluate it. What did you think of it? Did you agree? Did you disagree? And it's okay if you disagreed with the article. So if anything, that should have you reflect and be like, why did I disagree with that? Why did I have such a visceral reaction to that? Like, you notice when you consume anything, right? Food, an article, music, how does it make you feel after? So when you read an article and you notice you're angry, why are you so angry? And that could be reflected in how you respond to your children. How do you respond to your partner, right? This is where mindfulness, I'm always going to bring it back to yoga. This is where mindfulness comes into play, when you can be aware of your thoughts, of your feelings, of how your physical body is, right? And taking that all into account after you read something. And then it also ties into critically thinking, because then you're like, why am I so angry about this article? Why, and it also can be other things. Did you get enough sleep? Did you eat yet? Did you do 30 minutes of physical activity that raised your heart rate outside of your regular heart rate range? Then she wants us to summarize. So in 2 to 3 sentences, summarize the article that you read, which I think that helps me as a person that is online, that is a content creator. You have to be very succinct. You have to be to the point. And that can be, it can be challenging, because it's like, well, dang, like I have a lot to say, and I have to like say all of this, and it's like, nah, sis, you don't gotta say all of this. You can actually break that into 6 videos. You can bring that into 6 videos. You know what I'm saying? And so learning, and that's something I'm learning too. You can say it in 6 videos. You also can repeat what you're saying. People are not seeing every single piece of content that you put out. And this is me saying that to myself, right? And so, okay, let me just, so with that, But anyways, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because I gotta help my kid with something. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here because I am supposed to be going live every twice a week. And shout out to Miss Arminta because I am on my way to be. Oh my goodness, this is a mess. Hey, you need to clean this up. Okay, hold on, give me a minute. Okay, so sorry about that. I don't know if any. Please throw that in the sink, please. Okay, so tomorrow we are gonna be back, same time, same place, and make sure that you have your yoga mat and you come with an open mind and open heart. And I'll see you then. Thank you.